position right now? Things, your guys, and just where things stand.
Excited. Yesterday was the first day in pads. They did a great job protecting the team, but using our hands and shedding blocks, so that was good. We've got some position flexible guys, and what's been fun is to watch them learn all positions and really work together. And then guys growing up. So a lot of times what happens, this is really the first off season for Jeremiah, for Tony Fields, and it's cool to watch them grow and build their learning process. So they really have to learn how they learn, and we're in the middle of that right now, and that's a really cool process to watch how it goes.
With Jeremiah, I know last year we heard so much about the game prep that he puts in, and you guys really praising that. I mean, considering last offseason he missed so much time with like fluky things in training camp and in the lead up to the season and in the season, how much of a difference now is it for him not to be out and just to get to be out here consistently?
Yeah, Jeremiah is such a field player, and the same thing happened with Jacob Phillips 2 years ago. He was in and out, and when that happens is you kind of have to rebuild everything. Like Jeremiah when he came off some of the things, and then you saw what happened when we went to play, the purple team down there. He kind of got healthy and got going, right? And so now it's more consistent. He's such a feel player that he'll feel things, and you ask him, what'd you feel? And now he can continue to feel and get better every day. He did that really well in the run game, for example, yesterday at practice.
Is that more like that's probably what you saw out of him in college? Is he finally just getting to that level in the pros, maybe the field thing?
Yeah, well, he does that naturally. So when he feels things, you ask him why, because he sees lots of, and sometimes it makes him jump where he shouldn't, and sometimes it makes him jump exactly perfect, and it's very cool. And so then you can correct him. But with him, when he knows the calls, he stays in his process, and then he's saying, okay, here's the call, and now he does something, and then it's like, hey, why'd you do that? What'd you feel? Oh, I felt this. Okay, so on this call, you need to make sure you stay here because everybody's over here. Okay, I got you, coach. And then he's got it. And then that's really cool, and that's how we win together as a defense.
He's still so early in his career, obviously, and I know you guys don't want to throw too much at rookies, but in his second year now, what more can he do?
I would say this, everything's a process, and we want to know not only what we want to do schematically to attack the offense, we want to know when a player is ready to have more. So Coach Walsh said it all the time when I was a young coach, know your personnel and then use your personnel to the best of their ability. So that's the line that we push. We're further along than we were, and then as they grow into those positions, we'll just keep growing them. But with a young man like Jeremiah, he can cover, he can rush, he can do a lot of things. So we'll make sure we make it easy and he can go.
Getting Anthony back this year, I guess, what kind of boost is he in this group, and especially with his leadership ability?
Oh, with everything. Yeah, you can't say enough about him. He's the same person every day. He's intelligent, he's smart, he wants to win, and he cares about the team, and he is the ultimate bro. I mean, he knows his job. And when I ask something real quick and somebody beats him in the meeting to the answer, he's fired up about it. And he's going to make sure he wins the next time. And that's great. We need that competition because everything's a competition. So love him. And what's been cool is he's helping all the time. He's out here watching. And just if he sees something, I put him on different tasks, but he sees everything anyway. I'm like, hey, Anthony, when you see that, go tell him. Because it means a lot coming from player to player. Because they hear my little scratchy voice all the time. When it comes from another player, it's really cool.
One more thing about JOK, he was such an explosive hitter and creating turnovers and stuff in college. Do you think that will come now that he's sort of moving on to a higher level?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry for not letting you finish, but I know exactly where you're going.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I think you saw it some. When he explodes, when he matches routes in the flat, he got 2 of those out last year. I think you saw some really explosive PBUs. And so as he continues to develop the feel in some of our zones, he'll be able to break quicker with all that ability. So he's learning it, and that is a process, but he's getting quicker and quicker. So I think we've seen a glimpse, and we're rooting because the number one thing we do, everything is designed to get the ball.
Right.
So a young man like that, let's get the ball.
Is the purple team like the M word around here or what?
No, just there's a purple team in the division.
Well, I had to ask.
Yeah, no.
And Jacob Phillips, we haven't seen much of him, but how has he grown?
Jacob, running the show with his calls. And what we've been really proud of Jacob is how he's built his body. He has gained weight. He's extremely powerful right now. He's extremely fast. He's learned how much he needs to stretch. He's always in doing extra, like whatever it is, stretching, all our regeneration stuff that we do, being first. And just every thought is, I got to get my body right so I can perform today, one day at a time. He stays in that process. That's going to be exciting to watch.
Did you see a change with him, like as he went through that rehab process? I mean, I know some of these guys talk about the mental toll it can take, obviously the physical toll it can take. Like, I guess, what did you learn about him as he went through that last year?
Both Jeremiah, Jacob, and Tony Fields have had times, Tony had a bunch of stuff last year where he had to miss a lot of time, especially the training time. And what happens is at first, you're grumpy and you want to play and you're not on the field, and that makes sense. That's human nature. And then later on, you set your mind and you learn how to build a plan to get out there as fast as you can. And so every young player goes through it where I'm pissed, I'm hurt, what do I do? And then, because a lot of them have never been hurt before they come to the NFL. Dealing with injuries in the NFL is an everyday thing. And Tony's come out of it well too. He's built his body, to use him as an example. Both Jeremiah and Jacob went through it already. And now they know, hey, I better do this again. I don't want this to happen. I want to make sure I'm healthy. So, yeah, he's right in that process, and I do think it. And they also, the trainers, because they become more friendly with the trainers. They become more helpful to all the people around because they know how dependent they are on our organization and how the organization gets them ready to play.
What stands out about Tony?
Tony's extremely quick, and he likes contact. He will run and he will hit you. And I'm excited to see him as we get to these preseason games where we get to play somebody else and see how he does. He has missed a lot of the developmental time in a year, so he's got some things where there's some things he hasn't heard and he needs to transfer it. But in this week, Tony started to really not repeat mistakes. And if he can keep doing that, we should be able to see. He's a fast, instinctual player. So hopefully he can do that this season, and he's one of the ones we are all really excited to see in preseason.
I mean, I'm so used to seeing him on the injured list that it's hard to almost wrap your head around, what the Browns saw in him when they picked him up.
Yeah, and it's like what you just asked about that process. That was a long process for Tony, and that can be hard on any person's brain, and mental makeup. But he's doing, since he's got back from camp, and his work in the summer is starting to show. So we don't know yet, but we're excited to find out.